Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
So today we're talking love in marriage Huntsville. Y'all know why y'all here. Anything I say is alleged, and in my personal opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal, you guys. And of course, I have the information of the Copyright Act in my description as well. So I apologize if I sound a little under the weather. It's with all this traveling and all this craziness. Not doing too hot, but nonetheless, we're gonna push through. So wanted to shout out Millie Chan. She had an interview that she did with Ken from Love and Marriage Huntsville. And there was a few things that I wanted to react to that Ken said, you guys, because I still feel that there's a lot of nonsense taking place. There's a lot of dancing around certain topics. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors and all these things. And we need to talk about it, right? First thing I want to talk about is Ken trying to, on one end, saying that the show is real and showing the real life of, what's going on with him and Trish. But then in the same breath, keep saying that the show's edited, right? Which Carlos King hates that, right? He does not want you to ever say anything about his shows being edited, because have him tell it. Nothing's edited. Everything that you're seeing is for real, right? And then Ken is using the same talking points as some of his other cast members that people need to, quote, separate the real from the reality. And my thing is this, well, but why are we going back and forth with people on the internet? If you know what your real reality is, right? Why is it? And the other piece too was Ken would get so reactive in this interview anytime he saw certain comments in the chat that he didn't like. And it's like, dude, listen, if you know your truth, and you know what's right and all these things, why are you getting so easily upset? And this is the piece I don't understand with people who sign up to be on reality TV, right? You sign literally a contract, you guys, that, and it doesn't matter the reality show. You sign a contract, doesn't matter if it's a competition show, a dating show, a documentary show, like whatever it is, right? Whatever type of reality show it is, you sign a document that basically says, hey, production has the right to, portray whatever narrative they want about you, right? However, regardless if you get a quote, good or bad edit, right? You're still going to, your true authentic self, one way or the other, is still going to present itself, right? So nonetheless, even with all that being said, there's still all of this projection going on. There's still all of this foolishness going on. Just like if Ken was seeing comments or certain questions he didn't like, and he's up here saying, oh, well, it's just because, they didn't grow up with, loving fathers in their lives and all these things. And then there's people who even had two-parent households who still did not, receive the love that they needed, right? And it seems that Ken, really likes to, take on this hero complex. He likes to take on this, I am responsible for, whatever married woman's, situation and all the things that turned out better because I was there for her kids. Because here's the thing, right? Because this is all going to come together, right? Because Ken said that the comment about him being into married women or seeking out married women or whatever was a lie. And I was like, but what were the words that came out of your mouth? And he said that an hour conversation was edited out and all these things. No. And so then he was trying to clarify this ex, right? And said that his ex was married and she was sleeping at the bedroom, and the husband or ex-husband was sleeping downstairs, you guys. So here's the thing, right? I don't know about y'all, but I know a lot of people, regardless of what walk of life, right? That in any of those circumstances, whether they ended up getting a divorce or were temporarily separated, right? Whether even if paperwork was filed or not, right? Do you know how many times I have heard the story of the wife still sleeping in the marital bed and the husband sleeping on the couch, the husband getting an apartment, the husband sleeping in the guest bedroom, and sometimes they get back together, sometimes even if they get a divorce, they're still kind of, whatever. There's all types of stuff going on, right? But my thing is this. It still didn't sound completely clear that this ex was actually divorced until Millie Chan had to say it basically out loud for Ken. And Ken was like, yeah, that. No. You can't. If you have all this information that you're dealing with a woman who is still living with her ex or still whatever, separated, whatever, and you have said basically that you've dealt with women in the past who have been married before. So you like also dealing with women who have previously been married, who previously have kids. And you said the daughter from this previous marriage, that from your ex, right, who was married to somebody else, that she has her own bedroom in the home that you share with Trish, you guys. And that, even though the relationship is over, that you have taken on, this lady's daughter is your own, right? And all these things. And then wanted to also make it clear that him and Trisha have lived in two homes since her and Marquez have, separated, that he was never living in their marital home and all these things. But I find it interesting, too, that, again, what is these, getting clarification on these things and trying to blame the edit on the show and being upset at people having an opinion to this, that it means that people don't come from loving households, you guys. That people do not have a good relationship with, whoever they deem their relatives or their guardians or whomever. No. Why do people always go to that as a default, you guys? Why do people go to that as a default? Why can't people have their own opinion, whether they agree or disagree? Why does it always have to be something as a projection, or somebody is personally inserting whatever they've been through or what somebody else has been through, and that means that they're doing that to try to shade you or disrespect you? No. Ken, all we can react to is what you're presenting to us on the show versus also what you're doing on the internet in this continued back and forth with you and Marquez, right? And then he wanted to say this, you guys. He wanted to say that Trish has never lied to him, right? With the exception of whatever the extent of her and the Martell thing was, right? But that was really the only lie. And I'm thinking to myself, and he wanted to make it clear that Trish is not a liar and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, Ken, there's been plenty of lies on this show by Trish. First of all, the lie about how long and when her and Marquez have been separated versus, people producing pictures on Facebook of her wishing Marquez a happy anniversary still. That would basically, depending on the episode, would have been around the time you and Trish were involved. That would be a lie. The ongoing lie about whatever did or didn't happen with Martell and the timeline of when this did or didn't allegedly happen with Martell. How are you training somebody who does not have a gym, allegedly, at their house? How do you go from supposed to be meeting at the gym to never making it to the gym and at least being at their house a couple of times? Can you make it make sense to me, you guys? You would know, if nothing's going on, you would know right off the rip, right? Hey, I went to this person's house or whatever. We had an entanglement or whatever. Something went down that was intimate or whatever, and you would keep it pushing. But the lengths that have taken place of all of this dancing around the topic, it's showing that something did happen, right? And I don't know if Ken is trying to clean this up to make it seem as though the timeline doesn't impact him. But according to Marquez, he's saying that Ken's been in this picture, right? That he's caught them flirting, caught them, having text messages and comments on each other's social medias while Marquez was still living at the house, which would have been around the time, apparently, allegedly, when Trish and Martell allegedly had whatever, right? And then, it was asked about why Mel is being brought up, right? Why is Mel being inserted into this mess? Why did Trish in the last episode make that comment about, what Mel is or isn't doing, if she was seeing somebody while she was separated and why people are judging Trish, right? And Ken then is like, well, I don't really get into women's issues. And I'm like, really? But I'm like, you get on the internet, though, and cuss people out and attack Mel supporters and millimeters, and you accuse everybody of being elderly and needing to go to their dialysis appointments and all of these things. You make a lot of age-related jokes about people, and slander and just inappropriate stereotypes about older women. If anybody doesn't agree with your opinion. But then basically tried to say that, essentially saying that Mel and Tell are the same person, you guys. Is trying to say that basically the reason that Trish reacted the way she did to Mel is that she's claiming that Mel has done a bunch of stuff or has tried to instigate a bunch of stuff, and that's why Trish is mad and said what she said. No, Ken, let me tell you. Looky here. Let me tell you what happened, right? Stormy quit the show. And as a parting gift, since the girls' trip did not go the way she wanted it to go, she decided to drop whatever tea she thinks that she allegedly has on Mel via Martell, because apparently when you fall out with Mel, you immediately go to the side of Martell and Destiny and everybody else, and you just believe whatever they say, and they don't ever have to produce any proof or receipts because, hey, you're going to believe it if you just don't like them, right? If you don't like the person, you're going to believe anything negative about them, right? Instead of doing your due diligence to fact check, you guys. Like how hard is it to fact check, what is or isn't true regarding Mel and this, ongoing tit for tat nonsense that Martell has continued to do? And then there was the question, you guys, about, what does Ken, think about Martell's conviction of the DV harassment and third-degree communication and, the revenge P and all this and that. And is this being diminished and all this? And Ken starts off by saying, like Stormy and others said on the show, that it was, quote, just a text message. That it was just a text message, and that Mel and Tell, they always go back and forth. They always do all these things. So I didn't, we didn't see the big deal or whatever. And I was like, really? So people just happen to have in their phones, you guys, intimate videos of other people or even intimate videos apparently of themselves. And if something doesn't work out in a relationship or marriage, they're just going to, threaten to distribute it to people. That's normal. That's what people have. Is that what we're doing right now? But then later on, Ken wanted to acknowledge that there was a video and a screenshot of a video. right? So which is it? What is the truth, Ken? But here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. The cast has shown you guys, really since the divorce of Mel and Martell, where they stand. They support Martell. They like Martell. And they only want to, publicly take a step back or publicly take a stance when they're exposed, when they get dragged and they get associated with Martell's nonsense. Then all of a sudden they have some sort of a conscience. They have some sort of morals and values and realize that they're not, again, that they're completely against any type of DV issues of any sort. That all of a sudden they're against of anybody sharing any intimate videos of their partner of any sort. But then still doubling down and saying, oh, Martell's a good guy. I don't really know him that well, and blah, blah, blah. No. What does Martell have on you, Ken? What does Martell have on you? What does Martell have on this cast? That regardless of whatever nonsense you see on the show, even in the upcoming episodes when it appears that he gets into it with Marceau and Maurice and Tisha and stuff, but y'all still filmed with him when it was time for the Fletchers to do their vow renewal. So what is the truth, you guys? That's what I want to know, right? But the truth to me is that you guys did not take a stand as a cast and say, hey, we are against DV. We are against how toxic things have gotten on this show and how far Martell is going in the ongoing back and forth that he keeps trying to keep Mel in court, whether it is the custody battle, whether it is this, him requesting an appeal and everything else for his conviction and all these things so that he can continue to get close and have access to Mel. And it's crickets. It is absolutely crickets. And you guys want to pretend that none of this is happening. You guys want to pretend that this case doesn't exist. And my thing is this. How are you going to sit here and claim that you're this great person, that people have you misunderstood, that the quote, the edit is this and the edit is that, and that we don't see everything? But yet you still find ways to defend Martell. You still find ways to make Martell seem like that he's just this amazing guy. And I'm just like, wow. I don't care how much you despise Mel. I don't care what it is about Mel you don't like. But to go to the lengths that you're going to make Martell seem like he's this amazing man, that, because he has charisma, that means he's a better person than Mel, and that we're supposed to just excuse and ignore all of the wrong things that he has done, all the things that have gone too far that he has done. And Ken's up here talking about, well, we can look at Mel's text messages and see that, as well, that maybe she's, said and done stuff that was messy too. But where is Mel's conviction, you guys? Where is Mel's conviction? What was Mel convicted of? Is what I want to know. Did I miss something? Where is Mel's conviction that we need to be holding her text messages accountable? Make it make sense. And so then as well, you guys, there was a lot of talk about the back and forth with Ken and Marquez, a lot of the social media stuff, and basically, Ken is trying to say that they're, trying to resolve things as men. Clarification on what Marquez does for a living, whether or not he lives in Huntsville, who he lives with in Atlanta versus Huntsville, and all these things, right? But then we get to the conversation about this alleged divorce, right? And Ken made this comment. I know the show is this. I don't want to speak too much on the show. But basically confirm that Trish just filed for divorce a couple months ago, right? Which would take me back to September, which means this alleged scene of, quote, signing the divorce papers, in which Millie Chan joked that maybe they signed a menu at the restaurant, was filmed back in May. So Ken's like, I don't understand why people are saying that this was for a storyline. Because it was. Because if Trish wanted to divorce Marquez that bad, she would have. And conveniently, the divorce was only filed right before you guys started taping for the reunion. Because obviously it wasn't going to make any sense if you're claiming to have signed divorce papers in May, and regardless if the case was sealed or not, there would have been some type of record of a divorce filing. And it wouldn't have made sense for all these months to go by, you guys filmed this reunion, and there's still no divorce filing, even though you filmed a scene that the divorce papers were signed. And so now all of a sudden, Ken had said previously online that Trish and Marquez were divorced, but confirms in this interview, you guys, that the divorce was just filed recently, and that it is currently an active case, and that the divorce is not finalized right now. So that Trish technically is legally not single right now. And this is what I mean with the games, the smoke and mirrors of reality TV and all this and that. It's not okay as far as I'm concerned. It's not okay at all. And it's really disgusting. Like, you guys want to attack fans and attack people with an opinion and attack people who see through a lot of this nonsense. But then you also confirm the fakery of it all at the same token. And it just seems to me certain people don't want to be held accountable. But then these same people want to hold Mel to this impossible standard. Listen, anybody who is trying to be on reality TV, anybody, regardless of who it is, obviously there is something in all of you that wanted to utilize this show for your benefit, whether it was to promote yourself, promote your business, or to flat out be famous. And you do not like the reception of how this is going. And then the question also was asked, moving forward, are we going to get away from this storyline? Are we going to get away from all this nonsense with Marquez and Martell and all this if they're coming back the next season, right? Because remember, Nell said that the show starts filming back again in January. And Ken's like, oh yeah, we've got plenty of stuff to talk about. And I was like, really? I was like, because we don't see anything. Carlos King's, definition of black excellence is mess. Carlos King's definition of seeing black entrepreneurs is all about who is a side chick, who cheated on who is a side dude, and all of this other foolishness. It is turned into a complete bleep show. Who has a side baby? That's what the show is. It's not about love and marriage, you guys. It is about who is a side chick, who cheated on who can get humiliated the most on this show. And we're just going to dish that out for the content, right? We barely see any of these people in business, right? And then the rare times that Carlos King wants to push certain people that are quote-unquote business are filming in empty offices, you guys, are filming in businesses apparently that they've never worked for before. Can you make it make sense? So there's that. Can you let me know your thoughts in the comments about what you think of Ken's comments? A lot of the back and forth, the double talking, again, some of the projection that if somebody disagrees that they don't have any loved ones in their lives or and all this nonsense, and that people are just projecting their own personal experience. No. We are reacting to what you guys are presenting to us, and then furthermore, the back and forth, the semantics of what you're trying to present on social media when you do not like the backlash, but then you're talking out both sides of your neck. It can't be both. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.